Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm pop culture historian Dave Sundstrom. And way back in the 70s when I was watching Batman reruns on TV, I remember always really enjoying the episodes with Batgirl in them. She was cool as a cucumber, smart as a librarian. Oh wait, she actually was a librarian on the show. And yep, even back then I knew that she was pretty darn sexy. Yvonne Craig did a fantastic job of bringing Batgirl to life. And by all accounts, her time on the show was a good one. She loved the cast, and they loved her back and made her feel absolutely welcome. But behind the scenes, there was one co-star, one character that Yvonne absolutely hated. She couldn't stand this character. Don't worry, it's probably not who you think. Forget the villains, forget the guest stars. Today I'm going to use Yvonne Craig's own words from her autobiography From Ballet to the Batcave and Beyond to reveal the character that she truly loathed working with. So who was it? Well, Yvonne writes, and I quote, "The one character, and he was that I absolutely loathed, was Charlie, my pet parrot." Yep, Charlie the parrot. But why? Well, let's break it down based on what Yvonne herself said. First, why did Charlie even exist? According to Yvonne, the writers needed a way for Barbara Gordon to talk about the plot and move things forward without just looking like she was muttering to herself. And they figured that a pet bird would be a good way for her to vocalize her thoughts out loud. They reasoned that unlike a cat or a dog needing a trainer, a bird would be relatively low maintenance. However, the trouble started almost immediately. The original Charlie, Yvonne says in her book, was a Mexican green parrot, but his time on the set was incredibly short. Why? Because someone got a bit overzealous spraying him for mites, and sadly, that was the end of Charlie number 1. So they brought in Charlie number 2, Charlie the second, and this is where Yvonne's real frustration began. She described Charlie II as a constant source of frustration. In her book, she explained that whenever Charlie number 2 was on set, but not visible on camera, he would squawk relentlessly, non-stop noise. But the second the cameras were rolling and Yvonne approached his cage for a scene where she needed to talk to him, he would immediately hunker down on the floor of the cage, completely hidden from the camera lens. So there's Yvonne, Batgirl herself, chatting away to an empty perch. But Charlie 2's antics didn't stop there. He was also apparently quite the escape artist. Yvonne wrote that he had a penchant for leaving his cage. Whenever someone opened the door to replenish his food or water, the chaos would ensue. She said more than once they had to completely shut down filming while the crew tried to recapture the runaway parrot and get him back on his perch. Despite all this, Yvonne says that they persevered. So what happened to the troublesome bird? Well, when the season ended, Yvonne's stand-in took Charlie 2 home with her, and when the show wasn't renewed, Yvonne never gave the bird another thought. But there is a funny little epilogue. About 20 years later, Yvonne was working on a different set, and a crew member, a grip, came up to her and introduced himself as the husband of her old stand-in from Batman. His wife had told him, knowing that he would be working with Yvonne, to be sure and let her know that they still had Charlie and he was doing just fine. Yvonne's final thought on the matter? In the book she says, "He'll probably outlive us all, that little scamp." It's worth noting that Yvonne did mention one other unpleasant personality that she dealt with on Batman, and that would be actor Rudy Vallée, who played the villainous Lord Fogg. In her book, she described him as a consummate churl, cranky, unfriendly, and generally an all-around pain in the butt. And that was kind of sad because she says in the book that she had been looking forward to working with him. But when it came to a specific character that she loathed dealing with scene after scene, it was definitely Charlie the Parrot. So there you have it, straight from Batgirl herself. The character Yvonne hated working with wasn't some fearsome foe, but her fine, feathered, squawking, escaping, perch-abandoning parrot, her co-star Charlie.
Click on that thumbnail cause it's time to go. Dave's got the classics, let the memories flow. TV shows and movies that we all hold so dear. On his YouTube channel he's keeping memories near. Dave Sundstrom, bringing back the good stuff, oh yeah.